Hello, welcome to another first appearance rating video. Um, Warlock Strange Tales 178 is the relaunch of Adam Warlock with Jim Starlin, and he was the artist as well as the writer. And the art is absolutely gorgeous. The story, it's hard for me to do first appearance rating of any one of these new characters and book without do them all together. So this is a rare occasion where I actually will give a rating on a slew of characters in one series. You have Magus, okay, in 178, and then in 179 you have Pip the Troll, as well as for this series you have there are so many other small characters. Jim Starlin introduced like the whole universe of aliens in these books. And then you have Gamora in this one, and then 181 is where Gamora is more prominently features. But let's go back to Magus. Magus have a cool look, okay? There's no doubt in my mind that I love his look. I like, if for those who are not familiar with Magus, the first time you read Magus, you would be very intrigued because he has that cool 70s afro looking hairdo. And he looked a lot like Adam Warlock, his face. And it is revealed, of course, later that he is the future Adam Warlock. But that's where I think I have a slight problem. I am not a big fan of how comic book writers intertwine futures, alternate universe, or alternate Earth and alternate futures into current time. It's very confusing to me. I think, no doubt, the Warlock storyline that I just outlined in the 4 books are today considered to be cult favorite of Jim Starlin. For me, at least, it's my favorite when it comes down to Jim Starlin art. Okay, no doubt about it. And I will features these books more when I do the spotlight on Jim Starlin, because they deserve to be looked at every page, every panel, because they were so beautifully drawn. But as far as the character, I like Magus. I would give him a higher rating if it was not the future Adam Warlock. So as far as look, power, and name, I would have given him a 4. But because it's a future version of Adam Warlock, I gave him a 3.5. Still pretty good. As a reminder, rating wise, 1 is I hate, 2 is indifferent, 3 is interest, 4 is yeah, and of course 5 is wow. So 3.5 is not bad. He would get a 4 if it was not the future Adam Warlock. And as far as Pip the Troll, he's one of those characters that's a sidekick. Jim Starlin, for those that have read or have not read these 4 issues, are very wordy. I mean, these books were drawn so beautifully, but then they're also written extensively. It's not every page is filled of text, dialogue, backstory. I mean, it's hats off to Jim Starlin. I'm not sure what he was on. was rumors that he was on maybe LSD when he wrote these stories, or just rumors. Okay, whoever it is that can meet up with Jim Starlin, I definitely am looking up more interviews of Jim Starlin to get into to see if I can understand what's inside his head when he was sitting down and creating this storyline. But so Pip the Troll, can't say that I am jazzed about that character, so I give him a 2. Okay, Pip the Troll get a 2. I didn't hate him, but blah, I don't care for him either. Now Gamora is very interesting. Gamora I give a 3.5 out of 5 as far as name and look and power. The story itself that span in this 4 issue, I give it a 3. So if you take the average of the story and the character in the whole, you get 3.5 for Gamora, 3.5 for Magus, and then a 2. The average that would be a 3, so 3 plus 3 is 6. So overall, between Pip the Troll, Gamora, and Magus, you got a 6 out of 10 for the rating as far as those 3 characters. The art, if the art was rated by itself without the story, I give the art a 10 out of 10. That's how much I love the art. Okay, but as far as the story, it's quite complicated, quite strange. It definitely went over my head with the universal Church of Truth, and then of course the Magus, the future Warlock. The one thing that I found strange about Gamora in this book, for whatever reason, this book is my copy, and I'm not gonna upgrade it ever or anytime soon, because how this book has become kind of silly in prices. I mean, it's new mint copy might go for $200, but I'm not paying $200 for that. Mine is probably a 7. It would have been higher if it's not for a 1.5 corner crease on the back cover, as well as tiny tears here. But to me, it's kind of strange that the market puts so much value on this book. I'm not sure I would call it a first appearance, because basically she appeared in 1 page. Okay, that's it. You barely see her. She didn't even say her name. She didn't even reveal her name, but that's it. Near the end, not the last page of the story, but so that's all you see. And then in 181, you see a whole lot more of her, and that's when she revealed her name. But that's why I'm always curious why the market puts so much value on how the market define first appearances, cameos, and second appearances, and all that stuff. So make no sense to me sometimes. I give up on trying to understand the market. But for those that have never read the book, I highly recommend. You can get these in reprint for fairly inexpensive. But like I said, Gamora is a prominent part of the storyline in issue 181, and for sure there's okay, so here is almost halfway through 181 is where you finally see her mentioning her name is Gamora. Okay, so there you go. As far as the story, as I mentioned before, it's quite complicated, and I think that's one reason why I was never a big fan of like in DC, where they have Earth 1 and Earth 2, and whenever you go into alternate reality, alternate timeline, alternate futures. I always had a problem with that. I mean, I like sci-fi, but when it comes down to time traveling and alternate universe, I have always had a problem with that, even in movies or comic books. So the lower rating of these storylines are more just my personal taste. I'm sure I am in the minority. You know, I know a lot of people love the Adam Warlock, Strange Tales storyline, but for me it was just okay, confusing, for sure. And that's it. Thanks for watching.